Renee Bays,
Rakim John,
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 Renee Bays,
Rakim John.
I'm back, motherfucker! These motherfuckers, I swear, they tried to kill your favorite bitch! They
Not
tried
your
to
favorite.
fucking kill me! I'm not going down without a motherfucking fight!
We're back, bitches.
We're back.
We will go without a
How
motherfucking
you?
fight.
Howdy. This is Podcast of Color. And we all back after Thanksgiving break. Y'all.
Yeehaw!
So, this is Podcast of Color where 4 trash bags of color come together and make some sense of this little old world. Yes, we do. We do. I'm Bays.
I'm John.
I'm Rakim and May McKenna.
Not Rakeem.
I'm Renee.
Before we started recording, we were having a conversation about the great Ruth Negga. And I just have to say that, when non-black people say her name, it makes me uncomfortable.
Really?
I just feel like, Ruth who? You better say Ruth N-word.
I have a feeling that she gets nominated for awards because white people want to say her last name.
Oh my god.
No. They don't, I bet, could you imagine? They probably just say her full last name. They don't have to. They just like to say it. Ruth Negga. Ruth
Right.
Negga. Like her best friend from childhood. Hey, Ruth. Oh, wait. They wouldn't have a southern accent. How do you do Irish? Ruth Negga.
Oh no, I can just see the emails coming in right now.
Ruth Negga.
Isn't there... You know what? Never
Ooh.
mind. I thought I was going to say something.
Anyway, what's the question of color this week?
The question of color this week is, if money wasn't an issue and you knew that you guys would succeed, what is your dream career choice?
I feel like you would be in a band.
That's
Like
cute.
you'd be in Greta Van Fleet. That's a real band.
I hate that you looked that up.
Wait, what's the band?
There's a band called Greta Van Fleet. And Renee
Wow.
just had this answer ready, pulled it up and showed me.
Renee has been waiting for this moment his entire life.
Right.
Every event in my life has led up to this moment.
He's like, it's been 34 episodes. When the fuck were they gonna ask?
He's like, it's been 84 years.
Oh my god, you guys have missed Fleet jokes. We haven't had any.
We just
like,
had one. Okay,
No,
but go.
last week we didn't get the Fleet.
Okay.
But we made Fleet jokes on the roof, but you were too drunk to remember.
Oh, I did,
It's
that's
okay.
Oh, look at y'all having memories without me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I had to ask your permission to see my friend, but sure.
I mean, live your life. Go off.
Ooh.
So what would you guys choose to be?
Wait,
would
so I'm
be-
assuming
oh.
because you didn't correct Renee that would actually be the answer you would like to do.
I do want to go on a traveling in a band and tour the world and fleet everywhere. I would like to
Fleet
fleet in
tour.
in
What
every state.
Stop. Kobe
Oh my
Kelly
god!
tours.
Yeah.
The fleet tour.
Yeah, the fleet tour. It's
The Fleet
tour is
Tour
fleeting.
2018.
It's fleeting. It's only here for one night only.
Coming to a city near you.
Actually, it's only
Oh
there for
my
like
God.
half an hour. Okay, just kidding.
Coming to a clinic near you, 2018.
Where are you going in the European leg of your tour?
Nice.
Well, I'll be there.
Prague. I can't spell Prague.
This is how bad bitches fleet in Prague.
You bitches can't even spell.
This is how bad bitches fleet
You bitches
in
can't
Prague.
even fleet in Prague.
Wow.
Mine would be to be a film director
Mm.
and writer, and I would also pay a ghostwriter to I would just dictate to them, and then they would just write for me. I don't actually have
My
writers,
biography
but I have
by
ideas
this
and I have-
ghostwriter.
What?
You exposed your ghost writer. Sorry.
I just would, because I'm just I don't like actually writing, and I mean, they wouldn't I would come up with the ideas and everything, but they would just write it out, basically. So if I had money, I would be that. I would do those two things. But I'm gonna be a writer anyway, so it doesn't matter. But as far as being a director and movie script writer, whatever, That's what I would do.
I would be an assassin.
Oh,
Girl.
You would take lives, bitch?
Well, normally no, but with where we're at right now, if the question is if I know I'm going to be successful, then yes.
You know, the number of times a day that I say they need to die has gone up this year. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've never wanted someone to trip and like break their neck or like accidentally drink battery acid or like fall into a volcano or something like that before this year, really, for the most part. But, you know, I've told people to drink bleach more times in the last, I think, 6 months than I have in my entire life. And I say that a lot. So, yeah. But anyway.
Yes.
Renee.
Oh, I would be like a brown Bjork. I
So,
would be like
Twigs.
Wait, what'd you say?
What?
So Twigs.
Not Twix.
Who said that?
Twix.
Is she? Is that why? So then I wouldn't like Bjork because I'm not really a Twigs fan. I like 2 Weeks. I like that song, but
There was a post on Tumblr that was like, FKA Twigs is literally just Bjork light, or no, it says FKA Twigs is just sings about sucking dick over discarded Bjork tracks.
Aww.
Well,
I was like,
No,
well,
but there's, I don't know. I feel like I mean, I'm not a huge fan of FK Twigs, but I do respect what she does, and I do respect. I think there's not like a lot of room for people of color to kind of be weird or like experimental. Like it's always kind of like,
a white people thing.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
the new. Okay, well, I brought up the new Kalel video. I'll bring it up really quick because I think it's like so. I don't know. It's just like so artistic and weird, and I just was like really proud of her for doing that. But yeah.
I want to be the person that, you know, like operates rides, and they just like
God, I
push
hate
the
you
button and they're
guys.
like dispatch, and everyone goes ah. Everybody likes that person.
you could be that person for
And-
now.
now?
No, but if
Yeah,
money,
take
the,
people on rides.
question-
For a job.
the scenario, if money wasn't a problem, that
Oh, true. Yeah.
that
That's
would
what
not
we-
pay my rent.
You could do part time.
You could on the weekend.
Do work on the weekends.
I mean,
John is of humble means.
I
Oh,
would not
that's cute.
turn down my job that I have currently to do that. But
No, I'm saying part time, sis. Just
Or-
put your availability to Saturday and Sunday. They love that shit.
do they?
I'm telling you, retail employees love nothing more for you than
But
for
that's
you
not
to just
retail.
say I
I'm
have a
thinking
free
about, like,
weekend.
I'm thinking
They
about like
say,
Disneyland.
Put
or,
me to
like,
work.
Universal
They smell that
Studios.
shit and they're like, oh my God, I can abuse, like financial abuse, hire him. Like,
Yeah. Like, I swear, managers come when they hear that you're available every day of the week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Ew.
bitch? Oh, no.
Well, it's funny because I remember when I was first applying like for jobs when I was in high school, and I would say I'm free. My availability is I'm free all the time, and they're like, "You're free every day," and I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm unemployed. That's why I'm applying to this fucking job." it's like when they say, "Why do you want this job?" Because I'm broke.
Bitch, they want you to pledge the allegiance to the company.
Shit. I
Anyway.
mean,
God.
Well, I'm glad that that's your dream, John. And
Well, I feel like
you
John
know.
takes people on rides like. frequently,
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, that was
Wow.
the intro. We'll be back with Minutes of Color. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Trash, 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 trash.
Hello, my lovelies. Hello, my lovelies.
Ew.
fuck.
First of all, so this is Minutes of Color, and we're back with it. And this is we know y'all know what this is.
We're
If y'all-
back
if
with
you've been, yes, we're back with it. If you can't tell, I'm stalling because I'm trying to decide what topic to talk about first. So yes, let's just chit chat amongst yourselves. Oh
Sure.
yes, so Renee, you put Kalela's music video. I saw it. Did you enjoy
Were you
it?
not into it?
Hentai hunting.
I mean, it was her having sex
Hentai
with her
hunting.
dreads. It was.
She
It
was
was a
fucking
video.
her hair.
is
yeah.
Dreads having sex with her?
It was like tentacle. It was like tentacle porn.
Yeah, it looks like hentai.
It's a no from me, dog. But go off.
I was like, okay.
We
I
know
like
she liked it.
Kalila.
I thought it was beautiful.
But-
I thought it was beautiful.
Okay.
I thought it was weird. But yeah. Anyway,
What do you
No-
think Bjork
no
would say
further
about that
thoughts?
video?
Bjork is a big Kalela fan. Bjork stands Kalela, actually.
Oh, does
So,
she?
Yeah. They both work with Arca. So
What's Arca?
Arca is the person that produced Bjork's last album.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they work
So-
with Sophie?
They do not work with Sophie, but they're similar. But no.
But don't they sound like they'd work with Sophie? though?
Yes,
I'm just-
kind of. Sophie's more poppy. Arca's
Not
more.
the show we saw, because that,
Well-
that was.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of. It's like Sophie's very like poppy in a very deranged way. Like if like
Yeah.
you were tripping out on something while listening to pop music type of thing.
Yeah, she needed a fucking, what do you call those things? A seizure warning before the show. Because I was
Oh.
like, my God, that shit was like, oh, it was
Did you
like,
have fun? Did you like? I was worried that you weren't gonna like it, but
oh, no, I had a lot of fun. It was just my eyes were tired.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just
Yeah.
like I had
No,
to enjoy
it-
the concert with my eyes closed.
she really spoke. Okay, so she really. I'm gonna just stand just for a second, but she really spoke to like the little like baby faggot in me because she came out during Pony Boy. She came out in a My Little Pony jacket and wearing a Lady Lovely Locks wigs, and like that's what I used to stand when I was like 5 years old. So I was like, I was really feeling my oats that night. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, I see what you did there, because My Little Pony and then Oats. You a smart bitch. I see you.
You're stupid. But yes, anyway.
Sorry, Baze, go ahead.
Yes. Taraji is in an updated version an updated version of What Women Want, which was a movie from 2000 starring Mel Gibson. It was incredibly sexist and does not stand up to time. But
And anything with Mel
Taraji's
Gibson.
basically doing a gender flip version of that movie. So it's going to be about a woman who can suddenly hear what men are thinking. And I was just like, ooh, Jesus,
Yikes.
that sounds like hell, because I don't even want to know what men are thinking, to be honest.
Girl, that sounds like straight Twitter to me.
So
When
she's
men,
gonna be the
men
Mel Gibson
talking
of the movie?
is enough.
She's gonna be
Like-
the Mel Gibson of the movie. Yeah.
She's going to be the Mel Gibson of the movie?
But
Yeah. Have you
hers
ever
is different
like,
because
listened
she's
to straight
fucking.
men talk to each other when they don't think any women are paying attention? Like, it is
Yeah.
terrifying. It is terrifying.
A choice.
So,
Like-
yeah, I was like, I don't want to hear what they got to say that's been filtered through the brain.
Well,
Let alone
sometimes,
their
most
unfiltered
times
thoughts.
they don't have things to say. So it's just kind of them like talking and then just talking out of their ass. Be like, I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna try to appropriate straight culture right now and do an accent. Let's see what they do. They go, yeah, bro, like. Yeah, like I just touched her titty and like she just made such a big deal of it. And I'm like, hey, like you should fucking just like it, you know, because like who else gonna touch your ugly fat ass? Like, that's what they do. So it's just like, oh,
Wow,
So
that didn't
that
sound
really
all that
did-
different from how a lot of gays sound.
oh, yikes.
That really did something for a couple of our listeners, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's seek help.
The listener base that is into like dick cheese and like
Dick
no.
cheese.
and like
Dick cheese.
being a urinal.
Don't
like,
yuck my
next to
yum.
while someone's peeing
And
on
being
it,
spit on. It's like,
spit
oh.
on. And then like having somebody step on your face like on the bathroom floor, like they rub their feet on the floor and then they step
So
on
like
your
a
face.
pig.
Oh my god.
That's okay.
And then like they pee in your butt and then you get squirted out like a pee enema.
Wow.
You guys,
What?
what if
You're a
there was a
living
gay
enema?
version
I
of
hate
what
you.
women want, except what men want?
We
already
already
know what we
know.
want.
We already know.
We're
what
gay
men want.
men.
Like I know what gay men are thinking.
Yikes.
Gay men only want.
Unfortunately,
one
I
thing.
know
Sick.
too well. I'd like to know less, to be honest with you.
It's usually like, suck this dick, nigger. And I'm like, oh.
I'm sure. Look, let me tell you. I don't want to go into the details of my job, but during orientation, I was in a room with multiple white gays, and I really can tell you that when they were looking at me, I genuinely do not want to know what they were thinking. I didn't even want to see their eyes.
Were they doing the snapping of the spine?
Show me that.
They weren't doing the snapping of the spine because there was a lot of sitting down.
Okay.
But
Did they do the bend and snap when they got up though?
No, I don't know. I didn't look at them. I like
Bend and
just-
snap my spine.
I just pretended I don't know who they are. I just pretended that they didn't exist. It was much easier for me to deal with.
It was just a lot of like, you Tarzan, me Jane, fuck me, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know if I should even mention this, but some white gay MUA on Instagram decided to do blackface, and I put it in my Instagram story.
I saw that.
I saw that,
LA.
yeah.
He's apparently from LA, and I just want to let y'all know that if y'all see NOTCATART, Caucasian ass putting on grills and blackface and having just a good old black ass time, you know, like really help him really feel the role of the Negro. And I just want you to really just truly give him the ass whooping of his life. He is in LA, so just, you know.
It's a call to action.
If you see him in the public, if you catch him slipping, just give him a couple pops in the face.
Baze, when you put it on your story, I went to go look at it right away, and I was reading all the comments, and now
What the fuck?
I'm looking at it now, and
It's still up?
no, he disabled all his comments, so you can't even.
He
read
posted it again though 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He liked some pictures of people like, you niggers, like he was like liking like horribly racist shit in response to it. And the whole thing is, the whole video is like titled, I don't know if it's still, or if it is now, but it was like titled "Be Yourself, Love Everything, Love Every Skin" or some shit like that. And I'm just like, y'all just be saying shit and you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, y'all just be saying shit to say shit. Like, love is love is love. Like, y'all just, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like,
These are the same.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, there was some.
No.
I forgot what her handle was, but there was this white girl, or I think she was like some Russian girl, same as him. I think he's Russian too. But she did the same thing. She posted about like people were making they were making fun of how pale she was. Mm-hmm. So in her next tutorial, she did blackface, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Yikes.
And then
What happens with these?
That's not.
What happens with these people? They listen to Eminem "Walk on Water" with Beyonce once, and then they go, you know, this hip hop singing thing is for me. And then they go into their bathrooms where they have the live, laugh, and breathe signs on top of their bathroom mirror.
Live, laugh, love.
And they just go, you know what? I'm tired of being thin shamed, and I'm tired of being pale shamed, and I'm gonna teach.
And stop shaming me for veganism and yoga.
I'm gonna teach these social justice warriors a fucking lesson. It's like, oh, like that's not it. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, Naya Rivera. What's going on with these Glee kids? One of them ended up dead. One of
Wait
them
a minute.
had Corey. Whatever, I don't remember his last name, but one of them died. Another one was arrested for child pornography.
Who?
In his possession? The one with the mohawk. I don't know.
Oh,
his
not
name.
Darren Criss. So I don't care.
Puck.
And then now this other one. Yeah, is that his name? Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
his character
that's
is Puck.
and,
I don't know what his
and now,
real name is.
Yeah, I don't know his real name. But and now Naya Rivera is apparently being charged for abusing her husband?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, she's being charged with a misdemeanor domestic battery.
And he even had like video evidence of it happening.
Oh, I didn't see all that.
Naya Rivera is also the same person that said black people don't shower.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Did she
that.
say
Every
that?
black person in the country was like, sis,
So
what is you talking about?
it's like you should have just sat there and ate your fucking
goddamn food.
Like she's is this the husband that she got married to in like 2 weeks or something like that, or like she met him and then got engaged like right after?
No, they had been together for a while, and then she broke up with him, and then she started dating Big Sean. And then after calling off the engagement with Big Sean 3 weeks later, she was
dumbest decision of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but good for him, girl. Like, I'm glad he got out of that situation, because apparently that was not a good situation either.
Oh,
so.
then yeah.
Oh,
then
who, Big
yikes,
Sean?
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, she downgraded, but he upgraded.
Because Janae Aiko stays talking about his dick. So I'm just
What is it with like these? What is it with the women that he dates? Like they never like. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
they never what?
I was gonna say they never upgrade. They always downgrade. Because
Well, girl, his name is Big Sean for a reason. Like
I know,
Oh
but
my God, I
like
just
Mac Miller. But
The
like maybe
Big
Mac Miller is a
Sean,
good person.
boy, how big
maybe
is
Mac
you?
Miller is a good person. I don't know him.
Give me
Big
all
Sean,
your
if you're
money and give
listening.
me all your residuals.
if you're listening,
Oh yeah, Ariana
Ass,
Grande went
ass,
from Big
ass,
Sean
ass,
to
ass.
Macklemore.
Oh no,
not
Mac
Macklemore.
Miller, sweetie. I
Mac
can't
Miller.
believe I
Sorry,
just said
are they
that.
not the same person?
I mean, I feel like Mac Miller is actually a really good guy. I just feel like he's really nerdy and like kind of like a dweeb, but whatever. Macklemore is. He looks like a Diglett to me with hair,
Diglett.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Miss Lena Dunham. That happened last week, but y'all know we've been gone. Miss Girl.
Sweetie, girl.
Sweetheart. The real definition of you just should have sat there and ate your... I was going to say shat there, which she ended up actually doing.
She should have sat there and ate her food.
But yes, you should have sat in your shit and ate your goddamn food. But instead, girl, the little bit of goodwill that Janet Mock extended to you and gave you. She gave you a little bit of credibility.
I was thinking the same thing.
And you just had to go and fuck it up. And why did you have to go and fuck it up? Because you're a narcissist. She came out and defended her friend / a writer on Girls who was accused of assaulting a young biracial actress. I can't remember. What is her name? And it was just like it literally had nothing to do with her. Like it just didn't have anything to do with her, and she could have just shut up and nobody was like, Lena, what is your thought? What are your thoughts on this situation? She could have just minded her. I mean, I'm sure maybe people were because he was a writer on Girls, but if she shut up, nothing would have happened. The world would have been none the wiser. It would have been none the worse, none the better. But now her world is worse because people hate you again, girl. And the people who already hated you hate you even more.
Yeah.
And we
you're
publicly
constantly doing
defended
it.
you, sis. What the fuck? What a mess.
Wait, what happened?
I said, and we kind of publicly, or not defended her.
I don't want to say all that. I
Well,
said
not
I didn't hate
defended her. We
anymore.
just said, I realized I was too strong a word at the moment I said it. Not that we defended her.
I was like, go replay the tapes, sis, because I don't remember saying all that, doing all
We
that.
didn't defend her. We just said that
We gave her a
the
second
interview was-
chance.
Sure. And what did you do? Fuck it up.
See, I didn't, and you know what? I'm actually glad that I didn't, because I really didn't even do all that. I was just like, you know what? I don't hate her. I'm going to wait and see what she does. And I did wait.
Well,
and she did what she does. So,
Yeah.
it's
and now
about to
we're
do
here.
what it's about to do.
Yeah, I've always, to be quite honest, it's been a while, 3-4 long years since I have not trusted anything that Lena Dunham's has done or really kind of had any faith in her feminism. Because again, this is white feminism, and she was always about always believe the person when they say they raped, and as soon as it's a woman of color and it's her white friend, that's being accused, it's oh wait, this might be one of those cases. That's a lie. When if we look at history, it's usually white folks blaming people of color for assault and sexual assault. That's usually that's where the history lies. So
sorry, an ad played.
You're fine, but yeah, I have never ever trusted Lena Dunham, to be quite honest, and I side eye anybody who has in the past 3 years, to be quite honest, because I'm not. Everything that she says, everything that she does is pretty clear. You're only thinking about the feminism of white women, and that's it. And as much as you can, as you come out and say actually I believe this, I believe that, your actions show otherwise.
Yeah.
So.
And so the actress's name is actually Aurora Perrineau. Her dad was on Lost, and he was was it Mercutio, the black guy who did Drag in Romeo and Juliet?
Oh shit, was that?
You must be asking.
That's her
John.
father.
Oh,
you guys have never seen Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet starring Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio?
That's my favorite character in the
It's
play
amazing.
and in that movie.
That movie is so good. Yeah, so that's his daughter actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it just was, and then she didn't even apologize. When she did apologize, she didn't even apologize for doing it. She apologized for her timing. And it's just and then she kept doing this. She does this thing a lot when she apologizes. She's like, oh, I was just ignorant, or I was naive. And it's just that she retreats into that white victimhood.
Right.
that like, you know, white women are presumed to be innocent and just, you know, naive, and they just don't know any better, and we just have to educate them and talk to them. And like numerous people have talked to Lena Dunham, and numerous people have called her out, and at this point it's not ignorance, it's just narcissism. You injected yourself into a situation that you did not need to be a part of, but you did want to be included in the narrative,
right?
Unlike your friend Taylor Swift,
right.
Your homegirl. You wanted to be a part of the narrative, and you included yourself in it. So that's where we at with that situation. And I just, at this point, I just don't care. Like, whatever she does again in the future, and she'll be doing something else, because this is her. Somebody got all the headlines of her apologizing for all the dumb shit she said. Yeah. She's gonna do this again. Right. Maybe it'll be a couple months from now. Maybe it'll be a year. But this is gonna happen again, right. And it's gonna happen many more times.
And like I was gonna say, people are gonna fuck up, and like that's just kind of the nature of like you learning about like social justice or social issues. Like you're gonna fuck up, but it's just like if you continue to do so and there's no growth, it's just like you really, really are not learning. That's like, and like concerned about other people.
That's what annoyed me about her interview with Janet Mock on Janet's amazing podcast. And that's why I refuse to listen to the Kris Jenner one, because y'all not going to have me out here feeling good about Kris Jenner.
It was nothing special.
She was out here like talking about like, oh, like, you know, if you notice, I get called out, but I don't get called out for the same stuff, and I'm like growing as a person. But you're sitting up here trying to silence a black woman or a biracial woman talking about her experiences with sexual assault, because the guy who did it to her was your friend and a person you didn't even know at the time that this alleged situation happened. Yeah. You know, so like, girl, you're not growing. You're literally making the same ass mistakes. You're just making them in different ways. Yeah. And I'm not going to congratulate you for learning not to do that one specific thing. If you're still being anti-black, if you're still doing things that are like misogynoristic, that's a difficult word to pronounce. Yeah. You know, it doesn't really matter if you're just learning how to not do it in different ways. It looks to me like you're just trying to find new ways to do it. That's what it sounds like. You're trying to climb under the rope.
She's like, I challenge myself today to offend this community.
I swear from here on forth, I will no longer accuse Odell Beckham Jr. of not being attracted to me because I'm a frumpy white woman. It will never happen again. Next week, I'm going to accuse a different black person. So anyway, fuck Lena Dunham. And, you know, a lot of women of color come out on her site. I don't remember the name of her site, and I refuse to go look up what
Something
it is.
Letter.
Some of the women of color. Huh?
It's called Something Letter. I forgot.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to know what it is. The point is, women of color are rising up against her again, and hopefully for the last time, because I don't want to hear nothing else about no Lena goddamn Dunham. I just don't want to hear it. It's not even like I don't even enjoy hating her. I just want her to go away. It's not even fun. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like those people you have a good time like talking shit about and like shitting on. I don't even enjoy that. So anyway, moving right along.
Like Bow Wow.
In some actual good news, and I never thought I would say that in the same sentence as Kim Kardashian. Kim has hired a criminal attorney to help two black women who have been in jail. Cyntoia Brown, who was accused 10 years ago of, who's been in jail for 10 years for killing the man that had her basically as a sex slave.
Yeah, pimped her.
And a 62-year-old grandmother, Alice Johnson, who has served 21 years for a nonviolent drug conviction. So I appreciate this. I'm not gonna be out here again. Lena Dunham not gonna have me caught up. I learned. I'm not gonna be out here standing for Kim Kardashian, though she's not on the same level as Lena. But I will say, one of the things that I appreciate, because a lot of non-black women, especially white women, love to attach themselves to black culture and really be about black culture, but really what they're about is black dick, because they'll be about black dick and then they'll still be anti-black women, and you can't be pro-black and not be pro-black women. It just doesn't work. You can't choose.
Right.
So here is a white woman or whatever she is, not black.
Ethnically white?
Because it's debatable. It's debatable.
Ethnically
A lot of people
white?
argue. Look, a lot of people argue about what she is. I'm going to just say
Right.
whatever she is,
Yeah.
she's not black.
She's ethnic white.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm not going to have that conversation because I really don't care. But the fact of the matter is that here she is putting her money where her mouth is. And, like, I will say that, like, I appreciate that. Like, here she is not only just standing up for black folks, but for her to be out here, like, advocating for black women and like, using her money to do it. Again, I'm not going to call her the savior. She ain't Moses. I'm not going to get down and bow down. But, like, I don't know. That's significant. And I really do appreciate when I see someone making an effort to change things. And that's what we say we want. We say we want people to put their money where their mouth is. We want people to take action. And so, you know, I appreciate it.
And isn't the attorney that she hired was on the same team as the guy defending O.J. Simpson?
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was on that same team. So fares well for them.
Right.
So her uncle.
Yeah.
And that,
Well,
that
listen.
has a connection to their whole family history.
Right.
too.
As long as it's not Lisa Bloom, then we good.
Yeah.
Who that?
Exactly. I was gonna say IGGY. My God.
She really trying to who that the IGGY. You know what?
Wow.
Listen, here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, I hate Iggy Azalea, but "Work" is a song.
So is me.
"Work" is a bop, and I want somebody to remix it. I want like Trina or somebody to come through and like make their own version of it. Maybe Nicki Minaj, so that'll never happen because she hates Iggy. But I want somebody to do something with that song that is not Iggy Azalea.
Walk a mile in these cheetah Crocs.
Oh no.
Also, just to go back to Santoya Brown really quick, there is a documentary called Me Doing Life that is about her case and everything that she's going through right now. So, yeah, you can...
How is it out if it's like still in the process?
I'm sorry?
The documentary of her case?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was that a dumb question? Rakeem, why are you laughing?
No.
she's been in jail.
No. I realized what you meant. Never mind. Go ahead. I just got what you meant. Sorry.
She's been in jail for 10 years for it.
There hasn't been, a resolution yet, but there is a documentary about the case in general.
Oh.
Yeah. So you guys are more than welcome to go watch that, and I would recommend doing so.
Where can people watch it?
PBS, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So speaking of misogynoir, so someone tweeted, one Cynthia G said, "Black men accept LeVar Ball and Shannon Sharp, who never dated black women, having white spouses and consider them pro-black because they spend part of their time talking about racism and part of time sleeping with white women. But Halle Berry, Serena Williams are sellouts and bedwenches."
Oh my God.
Shannon
Go
Sharp.
away. I hate this. Is obviously on Twitter, right?
Yes. So
Trash.
Shannon Sharp responded to this. And Shannon Sharp, y'all, he's been like saying a bunch of funny shit and calling out racism in sports. He's a former football player. He's a sports commentator. He said, "Not that it's yours or anyone else's damn business who I date. I don't date for approval and I don't need you or others to confirm who or what I am. Enjoy your day." And the following like responses, a lot of people were like calling her bitter, jealous, black woman. But like, listen, I know it's not fun to be a part of someone's example, but there is a pattern and it's real. Black men get away with dating people, white women specifically, only exclusively dating white women, only being in white circles, and then coming back and saying 2 words about racism, and then getting lauded as like the leaders of the black movement. And a black woman dates one non-black man, and oh my God, like she's betraying the race. And that is just a real thing. Like that's not like, I just think that like when it comes to like black women talking about like real shit that affects them, people are real quick to talk about she's bitter or she's angry, and it's just like, well, one, why does that necessarily have to be the case? But two, even if she is, that doesn't make it irrational and doesn't detract from the point. And three, do black women not have a plethora of reasons to be bitter and angry?
You are absolutely right, Bates. However, I do want to add this. Like, in his defense, if you were just minding your own fucking business, like, and someone just said that shit, like, you would like, okay, maybe you might not like this example, but if I said something like, oh my fucking God, you'll never see a fucking black gay man dating another black gay man, like, and they always want to talk about racism and stuff like that, but never want to date within their own race, and then here goes fucking Bays with Mark or whatever, like. That came out of nowhere, right? Like, and you're like, what the fuck? That's none of your business. So I understand why he had the reaction that he did. I think he might have gotten the point, but that shit came out of nowhere. So it was just like, don't come at me fucking crazy if you don't want me to say something back. I understand the point, and I completely get the point, and there is a point there. But on his side, like, what the fuck do you want him to do? Like,
so, okay, I'm not advocating, like, burn the man at the stake. What I'm saying is, I actually have been in that situation. And also, just because people have thought Mark was white in the past, I've actually had people be like, oh, what you doing dating this white man, and blah, 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 blah. And it's not, like, that frequent, so I'm not, like, saying, like, oh, my God, this is a reality of my life. This is just something that has happened in the past. And I did not, specifically, I purposely did not, go off the handle about it, because I do understand that. I do understand seeing a black guy with a non-black guy and being like, of course, because when I was single, I was like trying to date black guys, and it was constantly like a struggle to find other black men that wanted to date me, especially if they were darker skinned. For some reason, light skinned men like seem to have less of a problem dating dark skinned men than other dark skinned men. Well, not for some reason. It makes a lot of sense actually. Never mind. Anyway, I digress. I purposefully didn't respond like that because I understood where it was coming from, and I just felt like, and also she didn't at him. She made this tweet. She didn't at him. She just wrote his name in the thing. So either somebody added him and he like went into that, or he was looking up his name. And it just is like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, you got to understand like sometimes where things are coming from. It may not be. Like, you have to think about when things are not necessarily about you. Sometimes
but it was about him because she put his name. But it wasn't
really about him specifically. It was about the fact that black men can get away with doing this thing, and she used him as an example because he is an example of it, and it applies to the situation.
Oh, no, absolutely. I don't disagree. I just think they're both right. Like, I think she was right, and he had a right to... Like, she was right with the point that she was making, but he also had a right to be like, don't fucking come at me sideways. That's all. Like,
but I don't feel like she was coming at him sideways. She made like her own separate tweet and didn't at him. It wasn't like she was in his mentions.
No, but his name was still mentioned. Like, if I say Baze is a fucking bitch, but don't at you and you see it, you still gonna be like, well, square up. Like, all I'm saying is that when people use your name in something and that kind of thing, I'm not missing the point. I completely get it. All I'm saying is that he's able to sit there and respond in a way to something that was said about him. That is it. I don't want to sit here and be like, Shannon Sharp is like a fucking fuck boy for saying this and not getting the point, because I think he might get the point. It's just he might hear that shit every fucking day. But then again, on the other hand, you have the black women that deal with that shit every day too. So it's just I don't know. I can understand why he would be like, what the fuck? That is all I'm saying. That's all.
And I get it too, because like I said, I've been in that situation. But I think you have to look at the situation and think about like, where is this coming from? Sometimes it's not like, sometimes it's smart to just sit back and think about the stuff that you're going to respond to and how you're going to respond to it. I'm not saying that, like, again, I'm agreeing. Like, I'm not saying that, like, oh, fuck this nigga, he needs to, like, he's canceled. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is, I think he should have thought a little bit more about this before he responded the way that he did.
Or
because
just don't.
I have been in that situation and I have thought about it and chose not to respond that way.
Yeah, well, not all of us are Beyonce and can ignore shit, so I get it. But
okay,
yeah, that's all.
And some great news. I mean, depending on if you care or not, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have announced their engagement today. And
what a bad bitch.
A lot of people are... I'm excited. Did you see all the Coming to America gifts that have been used on Twitter since Black
No.
It's just been like us at the wedding. Like,
wow.
Apparently the Obamas and Serena Williams will be there.
Yes.
Also, Donald Trump will not be. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. Like, I really want this shit to be televised. And I want Trump to have to see Obama being invited to this royal wedding and everyone losing their shit about it, and this black princess, and he's gonna be mad. You know he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be on the toilet trying to shit, but can't because he stopped up because he's been eating too many steaks with ketchup on them.
Wait,
that's his
what
thing.
is it?
That's his thing. He likes to do that.
Where did
What
you
does
get
it
that
mean-
from?
No, that's his thing. He likes to eat steaks with ketchup on them.
What does it mean when you eat steaks with ketchup? Is that bad?
No, I don't think it's bad. But I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying
I'm
that's
like,
his thing that he
so-
likes. I don't know. I've never done it, so I
Like,
can't
drag
speak on
me.
that. Oh, do you eat steaks with ketchup on it? Is it good?
I'm a hood rat, so
Is it
yeah.
good? I mean,
It's
I guess
good.
I'm assuming this must be good. You do it.
I put ketchup on my tacos too. It's good as fuck.
What?
Oh, I've never tried that before. But you know what? Look, I'm not going to judge you because I've been getting judged by Mark for eating dipping my sushi in the Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A.
What?
And you know
a
what, bitch?
concept.
It was delicious,
Bitch,
and I have
that's-
no regrets.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
I don't. How many regrets I got? 0, bitch.
Girl, that's a concept.
I
I'm
enjoyed
shook.
the fuck out of it. It was delicious.
Innovative.
But I had to stop eating
groundbreaking.
at Chick-fil-A because I realized how much sugar was in that just in one Polynesian sauce. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to make better life decisions and health-wise. And, I didn't care about the homophobia. I was just like, you know what? That's just part and parcel there. Economical, whatever, buying and capitalism and whatever. So I was just like, nah.
So
I'ma
that's the
still eat it
Polynesian
there.
sauce.
But when I saw them grams of sugar, I was like, ooh, no, girl, not for me.
I would have been like, "Ooh, yes, give me more, daddy." Like,
No, I was like, bitch, I'm trying to get let me not say get, but I'm trying to get svelter. More.
what is that?
What, yeah, what is that?
That's when
We can't relate.
Oh, that's when you slim down. I'm trying
What is that?
What's the word?
I'm trying to tone up a little bit more. So I was like, I gotta let that go. But one thing I would never let go is Levain's cookies. I'm sorry, y'all. I added y'all on Twitter because I made my own Levain's cookies, but they weren't as good as yours, so I've been back since. I was in my Google. I was in my because I do email receipts, so I was like in Google, and I was just going through my emails because I have 2,000 emails, and I had to get them down, and I just had a shit ton. I had I don't know. I don't remember how many I had, but I had a shit ton of Levain's cookies receipts. And I just kept scrolling and was showing Mark, and he was just like, wow, that's such a shame. But no regrets. If y'all come to New York or you live here, go to Levain's Bakery.
Wow, you're standing for Levain's.
YOLO.
There's one on
You only Levain
station
once.
on the C train. And there's
You
another
only
one
Levain
on
once?
the C stop at 72nd Street. Actually, I think there's 2 near that stop. So and then you got the park, so you can eat a whole big ass cookie and then walk around the park.
You just planned your whole day around this cookie base.
But listen, there's so much to do in Central Park.
You're right.
Are you in this
but it
cookie
takes forever to
fucking?
eat
That's
these
what it
goddamn
sounds like
cookies.
to me.
What'd you say?
I said, "Are you fucking this cookie?" Because that's what it sounds like to
Look,
me.
bitch, I'm fucking multiple cookies.
Oh,
Okay, come dump, bitch.
oh.
Chocolate chip dump.
So Serena Williams' wedding was amazing.
Yes, that was very beautiful, wasn't it? I was like, everyone was there, and you noticed that Beyonce put Kelly and her husband in between her and Kim Kardashian.
Stop. You know
She was like, not on today, bitch. And then she had that long ass ponytail. She was like, you could be the bride, but bitch.
I feel like the ponytail was her +1. That shit was amazing.
She was like, no, Jay, you gotta stay at home today. She's like, this is punishment for that song you made me do with Eminem.
Didn't she have wasn't there a carousel at the wedding or something?
Yes. Did you see the meme with her sitting on the horse?
Yeah.
And it's like, Beyonce?
Oh my god.
But yeah, Serena's gonna be at the royal wedding. I'm really
Damn.
I'm like, that red carpet is gonna be everything. And
How you go
her
from
black ass
having-
mom? Oh, bitch. Her
How you
black
go
ass
from
mom
having
with her
Beyonce
dreads
at
walking
your
down the
wedding
aisle.
to that?
What?
How you go from having Beyonce at your wedding to be invited to the royal wedding? All of this winning.
Because you Serena fucking Williams.
Damn.
She better invite Beyonce. Could you imagine if Beyonce was at the royal wedding, bitch?
Bitch, she is the royal wedding. Are you kidding me?
I would just watch an hour. I would watch 3 hours of Beyonce just walking through the streets of London in a wedding dress for no reason. Just walking down the street casually, stopping traffic.
I would watch videos of Beyonce doing anything. If Beyonce was literally just picking her toenails and the dead skin off her feet, I would pay $69.99 for it. I don't care. I would do it. Because I guarantee it's going to be better than anything else that y'all fave released this week or year.
Y'all fave.
What's this about a gay porn star refuting nomination because of racism?
Best
Yeah,
ethnic
so there's
scene.
basically gay porn awards, and
Woody.
they
Oh no, that's not the. Are they the Woodies?
no,
Oh, he's Caucasian. Okay,
he's
I'm
Caucasian. Yes,
He's
in-
triumphant. Wow.
Plot twist.
So basically, he
shook.
was
Accomplice.
you're right. He was nominated for an award, and he said that he was gonna sit it out because the
Best ethnic scene.
yeah, because so there was like fucked up things like best ethnic scene, and like a lot of like just the best scene, like best sex scene, didn't include people of color, so they had to include category best ethnic scene.
Best ethnic scene category for Black, Latin, and Asian models. What?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then also I believe
And none of them were included. Like, only white people were in the...
Are you gonna do the white guy review?
How you got a whole thing for gays of color and only white people are nominated? What kind of shit is that? You can't make this shit up. That sounds like an Onion article.
It's
And
like
then
you
there
can't
was
tell
also-
me that. Go ahead.
there was also like 15 performers that were nominated, and only 3 of them were people of color. And I think, and he was also upset, I believe, because Homeboy was nominated. Who's the guy that voted for Trump?
Colby
Colby
Keller.
Keller.
There you go. He was like,
Trash.
why can't we nominate people of color, but we can nominate somebody who like upholds like the values of somebody who hates gay people?
Man,
So-
trash. You
A
can't
white
tell
gay
me
who
that
doesn't
any
need to be
Sean Cody
dragged?
video is better than Breed It Raw. It's just not. It's just not realistic.
Okay, can we
It's
talk
not.
about Tim Tales, though? I've just recently been observing some, for scientific purposes, some Tim Tales videos.
For science,
And
for research.
And-
Girl.
The spicy mayo videos?
what?
Spicy mayo? Isn't all Tim Tail? Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different company. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what does that mean?
Or that's Tim Kruger, right? That's his site.
Yeah.
That's the
Mhm. Wait,
ginger
Baze, what
that
about?
fucks white guys, right?
It's just, I mean, like the scenes are just amazing, and like the models are diverse.
Yeah, girl. Like literally, Tim Tails and Poppers will be. Wow.
Just expose
I-
yourself.
Sorry, I'm gonna put down the. So yeah.
Anyway, Renee, back to the story.
But
Oh
yeah,
my God.
that's basically so. They're called the Gay VN Awards, and his name is Hugh Hunter. So, I mean, I'm not
out to Hugh
gonna
Hunter.
like applaud or be like, oh, savior, but I just thought
Hugh
it was kind of
bitch.
like badass. So,
HUGH Hugh
Here we go. Hugh
Hunter.
Hunter.
oh
You
y'all, I can't do
You know
it.
what? I'm so used to dragging white gays that when we don't have to, it just is such a nice feeling.
It is.
Like, I wanna
You know
like
what? It
y'all.
is.
I want to like y'all.
I don't.
I do. I want to like everybody.
Oh,
I don't want to carry hate in my heart, but y'all be doing
him.
too much shit and it makes it difficult.
He has a really. he has
send me
really big teeth.
Wait, let me see.
Go Google Hugh Hunter
ass.
Pornhub. That's it.
He looks like the bartender at the Bullet Bar. He's interesting looking. Okay.
Anyway, let's just say good on you, Mr. Hunter. Good on you.
There's a picture of him with a chain in between his ass.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm not seeing all that, but
I-
I'm just reading the article.
Okay.
And thank you so much. I'm not gonna like get on the floor and kiss your feet or nothing. But we do stand accomplices, like who actually like put their fucking money where their mouth is, who actually
Literally.
do shit.
Or where your
Don't just sit up
hole
here and
is,
just
or
be
your
talking
dick
about how
is.
woke they are and how they love the blacks and the Asians and whatnot. Look, I just appreciate when someone is actually putting action behind their words, and that's what's happening here.
Raw, unedited action.
Let's see how far are we? into
Girl.
this? Okay, we can do like 2 more topics.
Okay.
Uma Thurman.
John, tell us about Jackie Shane.
Dang it, I was going to talk about Uma Thurman.
Then talk about Uma Thurman.
No, I just...
Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to talk about the trans woman. I want the black trans woman. I want
No,
to talk about the white cis
I
woman.
said-
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait
No.
a minute. Wait a
I'm
minute.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Because
I'm
didn't
just
you
kidding.
say before we started recording that you don't want to talk about her?
When did I say that?
Am I the only one that
No,
heard this?
he was talking
say
about
that. I
he
was
was
just
talking
going
about the
Google.
Republican, the one that was.
Oh, I
Republican.
wasn't talking. Yeah, I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about that Republican candidate, Althea.
Oh, sorry.
Althea
I didn't hear that.
Garrison. This
I
woman
didn't
is
hear
a
that.
singer.
I didn't hear that.
Jackie Shane is a singer. That's a different person.
Sorry.
Not all black trans women are the same.
I knew you were going to say that, and that is.
Tell us about
So-
Uma Thurman, John.
Oh, well, I was pulling up the Jackie Sheen article.
Well, just here. Just do them both real quick. Just say them both real quick. and just run through 'em.
Jackie Shane is a soul musician, like back in the 60s, and she had a song called Any Other Way, and it was a hit. And then all of a sudden she like disappeared from the music scene, and nobody really knew why until this journalist decided to like, hunt her down, do some investigation, blah, blah, blah. And turns out Jackie Shane came out as transgender, but she, I guess, didn't really come out. She just said she never really talked about it, but she's always been trans. And now she's 77 years old now, and they're about to release re-release her work. So hopefully she gets like the recognition that she deserves, because trans women have been making music and they need to get recognized, because I don't know, we don't hear a lot about that. So
Yeah.
Miss Jackie Shane.
Miss Jack-
She's still alive, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
She was in Canada.
yeah, so she's still alive, and hopefully when they re-release her music, she'll get more buzz, and then this all will resurface.
And it's so sad, but like it's really like you don't really hear about like trans women that have been like have transitioned like at a young age and still being alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's so like you know what I mean? Like I was thinking like wow, like I like assumed that she had been dead, because I was like that doesn't make sense that like a black trans woman living in the 60s transitioned in the 60s and she's still alive.
Yeah.
Like that, like okay.
So if you guys want to read the article, it's in the New York Times, and a group called Numeral Group is gonna re-release a box set of her music. So hopefully, you could look up on YouTube Jackie Shane Any Other Way and just listen to her music. It's really catchy and fun, and I don't know, it's just nice to know that it's being sung by a trans woman of color, and it's nice that she's gonna get recognized for that.
Yeah.
And then
Miss Uma
posted something on her Instagram. What came first, the video interview or the Instagram post?
The video interview.
Yeah,
She's gonna kill Harvey Weinstein. God.
So the video interview was kind of like a little mysterious, because she said something like along the lines of I try not to speak when I am angry, because when I am angry, I often regret what I have said. So I'm going to wait. She looks dead into the camera.
Bitch, she was shaking.
And, I was shaking during that video. And she looks dead in the camera and says, "I will wait for my time," or something, and when I can speak. Or
she said when she's less angry, she will speak.
Right,
Yeah.
And then she posted a picture on Thanksgiving?
Instagram, yeah.
On Thanksgiving of her.
Which is kind of weird. We'll go into that later. But
And it was like a scene from Kill Bill.
Right.
And it was targeted towards Harvey Weinstein specifically.
Yeah.
And then that was also like a preview about what she's going to say even further.
Right.
So
she's going to beat his ass, and I can't wait.
She is going to kill Harvey.
I understand, because you know how sometimes when you get really upset that you just like, if you say something that you're just going to go off, or if you do anything, you're just going to kill the person. I understand that anger. Like, I've been there a few times.
I think I would have memorized her speech anytime anyone asks me if I want to say something, and I'm just like, I'm gonna wait till
right.
I'm not
So it's
angry.
So on one hand, like, we laugh and we joke about it, but like on a more serious note, like, it's sad, because I don't even want to know what has happened to her for her to be that angry. But it's just like in the interviews, I just remember that whole day, everyone was on my timeline was like, holy fuck. Because I feel like everyone has had one moment, or at least one moment, where they've been there and been like, if this motherfucker talks to me, no words.
Right.
I'm going to fucking slit his esophagus. And
I
that's
have a
where
question
she was
for
at.
you guys, though. What do you guys think about her strategy about all this so far? Like,
I don't think it's a strategy.
I don't know.
I really think it's just her trying to process everything. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and just really trying to talk at the. I really think she feels like if she talks and she doesn't think about it, she's gonna say something that's fucked up or something that's not gonna convey her story well. So I really think she's just trying to take time. That's it. And I say take all the time you need, girl.
But like
exactly.
the Instagram post of the Kill Bill photo.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was cool.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying, but like that's like if that's the way that you want to express your anger, then fucking do it. And that's, I think what I thought was weird and this is something that white women do a lot, is just like, today I'm thankful for it. And it's just like, you're talking about sexual assault and then you're being like, and then you're like making it a Thanksgiving thing. And it's just like, if we want to talk about Thanksgiving, let's talk about the sexual assault of Indigenous women and what Thanksgiving actually happened.
I mean, she's talking about her own thing though. Like, I don't,
and that's fine. Really... And that's fine. But like white women, it's like white women.
Sure.
Again,
but women are still allowed to have control of their own
let's
narrative.
Forget what Thanksgiving was actually about. Thanksgiving was a celebration of killing Indigenous folks. That was a celebration of. That's what Thanksgiving is about.
Yeah, but all she was saying was that
but everybody celebrates
people
it, like,
except this bitch that did this thing to me. I don't think that was anything. I mean, she's
but
pissed.
I think
like,
I don't know. For me personally, I think
redirecting the attention towards.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, like. You could have done that any other day.
Like a Black Friday.
like a Black Friday. Or any other day. It's just like, that's great. That like I understand like the importance of it, but again erasing the history there. Because Thanksgiving is like it again whitewashed, and the things that we're taught in school are not what actually happened. So, and if you're really gonna go to the root of like how fucked up certain things are and how fucked up like system of power, how like Harvey Weinstein uses power against women in the industry, which like, yes, he did. Then let's talk about all systems of power. I'm not going to overlook that.
But should she not talk about her own thing until she's ready to talk about everybody's thing?
No, yeah, she can do it. She can do it any other day. Like she can do it any other day, but like, oh, thanks. Today I'm thankful for it. Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I mean, I celebrate Thanksgiving every year.
Me too. Like, I don't agree, but I can see where you're coming.
Thanksgiving, and that's fine. But ultimately, what's the history behind Thanksgiving?
No, understandable. But I'm just saying, like, if you celebrate we all celebrate Thanksgiving. We had Friendsgiving last year.
Sure, but I knew exactly what that day was for, though. I knew exactly. I know the history. I'm going to acknowledge the history the day of. I'm not just going to be like,
that also doesn't mean that she doesn't either.
A day off that we have, and that's it, and we're all going to celebrate together. I know that it's fucked up, and I'm not going to overlook it just because it didn't happen in my community.
I think that's inferring maybe because we don't know that she doesn't know that. I just think she was saying that because it's a very typical thing for celebrities just to be like happy Thanksgiving to people.
Sure.
And it was just like happy Thanksgiving, except to this.
But again, you can, I don't know. For me, like, I mean, we'll agree to disagree, but I think that's if you can't really look at the root of things, then like, I don't like. It's just weird. Again, white feminism.
I guess I just feel like if I'm sexually assaulted and then I'm choosing to talk about like my experience, then I feel like I can talk about it whatever day I want to.
I've been
like,
sexually assaulted, and I'm not going to talk about it on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be today. I'm thankful for that I survived my sexual assault.
Your experience
like,
is not her experience. She still owns her experience,
and that's fine. But like also like. It's fucking weird. I'm sorry. Me personally, it's something that I'm actually concerned about. So yeah, it's fucking weird to me.
I mean, okay.
Can we talk about Rihanna's verse in Lemon really quick before we go on? Because
I think we should probably move on just because.
Okay. Well, I get it.
Can I go over Colin Kaepernick being at the Indigenous Alcatraz?
Oh yeah, go
event?
Go oof.
All right. So. Colin Kaepernick was at Alcatraz, and it was a sunrise festival, basically, and they're there every, what we call Thanksgiving, basically kind of like looking back at the history and looking back at like what it did to the Indigenous community. And Colin Kaepernick, like he didn't plan it ahead of time or anything. He just like showed up, and they had no idea that he would be there. And they found out or whatever, and they gave him 2 eagle feathers. Like it was like an honor to do for him. And yeah, it was awesome that like there was like solidarity there, and he was like aware of like other people's struggles, and also just kind of being like, hey, like I have this struggle, but like, hey, like I understand your history and I'm here for y'all. So that was beautiful.
I want Colin Kaepernick to do all the things to me, and I
Such a
appreciate
badass.
what you're doing
Such
for the
a badass.
community, Daddy. And congrats on Person of the Year. And I'll text you when I finish recording. And that's it.
All right, so let's move on. We'll be back with the discourse.
The discourse.
And welcome back to the discourse. What is our discourse for the week?
Our discourse for the week is unrequited love.
My middle name.
Oh, Rakeem.
Oh, girl, don't feel bad, please.
Okay, so since it's
Your
your
loss.
middle name, do you want to get started?
Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna talk about. Unrequited love or relationships or any kind of situation where the shit was requited.
Unrequited ships, whether it's romantic or friendships or
Oh, we can do friendship too. Okay.
because I think we decided that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes my love life is the equivalent of Bad Religion by Frank Ocean, because that is like unrequited love in song form, but I guess I'll talk about. I mean, there's many experiences I can talk about, but I'll talk about one. Well, are y'all okay with me going first before I?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Sorry.
What's your
Okay.
middle name?
So okay. So yeah. So I've mentioned this on the show before, but I've been in love once, and it was with this guy I met. I think we met in 2014 or so. And I remember like meeting him and thinking that he was fucking amazing, and I didn't have the best sense of self-confidence at the time. So I remember thinking like, oh, like people like him don't date people like me and all this other shit or whatever. And I remember when we first met, we ended up going to he came to my apartment and we watched Game of Thrones. And I remember like he went to the bathroom and my roommates were there. And when he was in the bathroom, I like got on the floor and I rolled around and I was screaming like, oh, he's it. And I remember it was it was a lot. I mean, emotions are trash. And I'm also kind of drunk, so I'm going to be honest. And I've had, I think, 3/4 of a bottle of wine, but that's okay. And after that, we ended up kind of getting to know each other a bit more and seeing each other a lot. And what ended up happening was I kind of told him one day on the phone that I liked him, and I really liked him. And he was like, yeah, all that shit that happened with us, you know, I didn't really mean for that to happen. And I just want to be friends with you. And anything that we do from now on that makes us feel like it's anything more than a friendship, like you should let me know. And, you know, we'll try to not do that anymore. And I just remember, like, wanting to just, like, like put myself in a ball and not be in public anymore. And it was really shitty. And then I tried that for a really long time. And I tried to be friends with him. And I tried to play the part that he wanted me to do. But it just didn't really work out for me. And so at some point last year, I guess, I ended up saying, you know, I really can't be in your life anymore because I care about you too much and I have a bunch of unresolved feelings about you, and I kind of have to do what I have to do for me. And so I just ended up ending that friendship because it ended up taking a toll on me in a way that I wasn't able to handle, and I went to therapy for it and all this stuff. And the thing that I think that's really shitty about those kind of situations is you have to sit there and you have to listen to these people tell you about people that they fuck or people that they go on dates with or people that they might like or people that they care about. And I've never understood why, if someone has asked you out on a date and you reject them and you want to still be their friend, why you tell them things like that. I've never understood that, and I've never done that. Like if someone has told me that they liked me and I kind of rejected them, I either am not friends with them because I've been in that situation, or if we are, like, I don't tell them about any kind of romantic anything that happens in my life, because I know they don't want to hear that shit. And I've had that happen so many times where I've said, oh, I've liked you, and then people have been like, oh no, I want to be friends, and then like proceed to tell me about people that they date, and I'm like, why do you think I want to hear this shit? So I guess to kind of like condense it, because I can go on for a while, but I'll let y'all talk too, and then we'll have the discussion. But I would just say really quickly, like, if you're in a situation where you feel like you can't, or where you feel where you like the person or have a lot of feelings towards them and they don't have their feelings towards you, just leave. Like, believe me, I know it's hard and I know it's difficult as fuck, but from my experience, it will help you in the long run. Just go. Like, it's not gonna. You can't make someone care about you in the way that you want them to care about you. They're gonna care about you in the way that feels comfortable to them and that's right for them. So if those things don't align, then at some point you have to be an adult and just say, this isn't really working. But that was my little quick synopsis. So sorry, I didn't mean to be depressing. I'm good.
I mean, the topic is unrequited relationships.
Right.
Like, there's no way it's not going to be.
No, it's not. Don't apologize. I think I was like moaning and going, ugh, because like I can relate to that. I like grandiose gestures of love.
Same.
I am that person, and like, well, I don't know if I'm still that person, but there's that old part of me that's still in the back. Anyway, but I remember I related to what Rakeem was saying, because there was this guy that I was super into, and this is like, I got a new job and I was like making a little bit more money, and there's this guy that I had been friends with for a long time, and I was like, hey, I would like to take you out on a date, and like I said specifically, like, legitimately, like a nice dinner and whatever, like I want to just treat you nice and blah blah blah. And then so we did go on a date. He said yes after, because he kept saying no for a while. He's like, oh, I'm busy, and I was like, fuck, maybe I should just take the hint. And then he finally said yes, and then we went on a date, and then like he started talking about dudes he was hooking up with.
What?
And I was like,
sorry, that's not funny.
like
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I was like,
Are you triggered, Ricky?
Yes, sorry, I'm laughing.
And
so
I was
hard.
like, and then also, because I'm a nurse, he started asking me. He's like, "Hey, is this syphilis, or like, is this what this is?" And I'm just like, "I think I have it." And I'm just like, he's just really gonna look at me like that person. And I thought I made it clear to him that this was a date,
Wow.
and like I wanted to like date him.
Were you Elle Woods when she was like, I'm just never gonna be good enough for you?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so I think in that situation and like many others, it's kind of ironic, because I posted on my Instagram the other day that there's this thing I read on the ground that said, I'm everyone's type. But I came to realize after like chasing after this guy, wasting all this time, is that sometimes like I'll never, and not that I'll never be good enough, but you'll just never be someone's type. Like, you'll, as right as you can be, you won't be right for the wrong person.
I'm not the type of girl for you.
Yes, Carly. So yeah, like
this word.
Yeah, and I just, and I was thinking, like I was thinking I'm an okay person, and I got this new job, and I'm a nurse, blah blah. And then I don't know, I just thought, why is everyone laughing?
Because we're relating.
Oh, I'm just laughing at like, but I have this job. Why don't you like me?
No, I was thinking to myself,
Why don't you love me by
I
Beyonce?
could never like afford to treat someone nicely, and now that I had this like different looking paycheck, I was like, I want to use it on someone that I like, And then when I had the opportunity, I was like, wait, he doesn't like me like that, and he's asking me about other guys. I'm like, fuck. Never mind.
He's just doing everything that you were due to just like tell somebody like, hey, I'm only interested in you as a friend.
Right. Like you could have just told me like when you said yes to the date or whatever, like, you know, let's just be friends or whatever. But I don't know. What about you?
So
You hit that note.
Well, so-
sis. Go off.
Give it to us in song.
so
Once upon a
unrequited-
time. not so long
unrequited
ago.
love is like an interesting thing because it's like I think we're kind of conditioned to be like that's like the deepest way someone can reject you, or that's kind of like the strongest sign of like you're not good enough if someone not interested in you romantically. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's like you're supposed to take it completely personally and be like, and sometimes you do, and sometimes like you're like, oh, I'm shit. It's because of this or whatever. But it's just like, I don't know.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin over
Don't.
mine.
Let's
Her
not.
hair over
But
mine.
I just think you just made me lose my train of thought. I was gonna say something, but I don't know. I just think that I think when you start to kind of value, I guess, yourself in a way that doesn't require kind of outside validation, I think you start to be like, oh wait, like that's not, it's, you know, it's not a huge deal. Like I get rejected every once in a while now, and I'll be upset. Like before, like I would be upset for like a month, 2 months, 3 months or whatever. And like now I get upset for like, I swear to God, I'm not joking, like maybe like 5 minutes, and then I'll listen to like a couple Prince songs and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm over it. Like
A couple Prince songs.
no, no, like literally, like it's just like, okay, like that, just like because you realize, I think the older you get, you start to realize like, okay, this is like an ego thing. Like this isn't about me. They're obviously like, you can't take it personally. Like someone's not into you. Like it's not because like I'm a horrible person or whatever. Like
Right.
you're just kind of like, oh, okay, like that didn't work out and that's fine. And like my thing goes to like, that's fine. Like I have these other people interested in me, or like I have these other people that value me and I value myself. So it's fine. I think it's not like a huge thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Does no one relate to that?
No, yeah.
No, we're just letting you finish. That's
I was just letting you finish.
But yeah, I just think, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I've reached, and it took a while because like, God knows, like 2 years ago when I took like a really big hit, romantically, like that like really fucked me up.
I was like, a big hit of what?
A big,
Yeah, that's what I was waiting
a big
for. I
hit
thought
of
you were talking about
rejection.
weed.
oh no.
But like,
Rejection, is that a downer or an upper? I'm kidding.
Both.
because if I look at like my romantic history, I try not to go for people that are more into me than I'm into them, because I never want to hurt somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
So
I never,
Wait, how does that work? Then you would want.
because there's
You wanna like them more
because
than they like
usually like there's an imbalance, right? Not always, but usually there's like, okay, somebody's very obviously more into the other person than the other person is into. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I look, because as soon as I realize like someone's like really into me, like most of the time I'm just like, okay, wait, no, I can't do this, because like it like kind of gives me anxiety of just like, fuck, I'm gonna hurt you one day, or I'm gonna do something to like, do you know what I'm saying? And I'd rather be the person being hurt, if that makes sense. So if I look at my history, like a lot of my romantic interests have been people that eventually are just like, okay, this wasn't unrequited. Like
This is the most like cancer thing you've ever said.
no, but like if you look at my last relationship, I'm just like, I looked at it like as a whole and just like, holy shit, like this was kind of unrequited the majority of the time. Like he was just keeping me around because it was just like I had someone there. But as soon as like there was someone else, it's just like, okay, it's time to drop you. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. Like, who cares? I don't give a fuck. But it's just kind of like, I just think, I don't know, like there's also a way when you think about it too. Like there are legitimate reasons for people not to like you, right? You're maybe not their type,
Yeah.
or you maybe don't connect or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's this other thing of just like a lot of people are just into really basic people, and like no offense, but like
Full offense.
full offense. No, but I was talking to my friend the other day, and they were like, you're attracted to really basic people, so it makes sense that like a lot of them don't really like you because they attract other basic people, or they want to be with. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is loaded, but
Jesus.
but yeah, and so that happens, and then there's other times where it's just like, okay, that person doesn't like you, and that's it. Like, there's no like, oh, it's because of this or because of that. It's like that person just isn't into you, and that's fine. Like, there's no reason for you to really get mad at that person. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if they're just not into you, then they're not into you, and that's fine.
Because you realize that you won't, no matter how right you are,
Right.
you can't be for the wrong person.
And like, why would you want somebody that doesn't want you? Why would you want to? Do you know what I'm saying? Why would you want to force someone to like you if they're not into you?
Childhood trauma. But that's a whole other conversation.
Well, no, and that's real.
Drama?
No, childhood trauma, and no, that's Rakeem. That's real. That's actually real. You should talk about that if you want to talk about that. But
If
like,
we have
no,
time,
that's real.
I'll go into it. But
No,
yeah.
it's actually real of like being like, oh shit, like I'm used to not getting this type of love. So then when I'm kind of like neglected like this, like I feel like that's what love is.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's real, but like at this point, I think I've been through all that, but at this point I'm just kind of like, okay, you're not into me, that's fine. Like we can move on. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, sorry, I just went on a tangent, but anybody can go next.
I'm just like, I have
Baze.
to put my.
Oh, sorry,
my
John.
rabbit fell on the ground.
Sorry.
No, Baze?
Oh, no, you can go, John. Oh wait, you already went?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm in a relationship, so I don't really have.
Well, we made the decision.
Not I said the cat.
I know, but I'm. Can I get my sentence out?
I can't relate.
I mean, I really can't relate to like the unrequited love thing because I've never even gotten that far. Like, I can get into like unrequited like dates or like unrequited hookups, but like I never have gotten far enough with a person outside of Mark for that to even be a thing. So like I can't even like, cause I told y'all before, like I remember being on fucking Tinder at work while I was supposed to be working, and I like had like a little mini breakdown because every guy that I matched with would unmatch me after I messaged him.
No.
So I like didn't. Like, when I tell you that Mark is the only person that's ever, like, wanted to date me, that's the only person that's ever, like, shown any interest in me beyond, like, sex.
That's crazy.
So, I can't really speak to that because I've never even gotten far enough to feel anything for anyone else like that before, so.
Shit.
Unrequited love, that's cute for you, but...
I mean, and part of it, too, is that I'm just very quick with, like... I'm really not the type to be like on somebody's dick like that. Like I'm really gonna say that.
Good for you.
I'm just quick to just be like, okay, like you're not showing interest in me. Well, I'm done. I just don't see like I've always been fine with being by myself.
Right.
Like even Mark will tell you that like when we were first talking, like I was just not interested in being in a relationship. I was just like, I'm just not there yet. Like I was like, I just want to like be a thought for like another decade or something. Like I just don't.
Decade.
I was like, I'm good with being by myself. I was so happy to just be by myself.
Didn't you tell him? Oh wait, maybe this is not my tea to spill. Sorry, just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what he's comfortable with, so like maybe you shouldn't. I probably don't care, but yeah, maybe we should not.
Sorry,
but yeah. So like I was just very fine with being by myself. So like that was never really like a thing for me. Like if like it felt like people were pulling away from me, I was like, oh, you don't have to pull away. I could just snip it right here, and we don't have to talk ever again. I'm good. But I think my struggle has been, and especially more so lately too, since I've been trying to be more open with people. And it's gotten more complicated since like I started working this other job because I I now have even less time. So like I'm just like I'm in a place where like when I do have free time, I just want to be at home binge watching Law and Order SVU. And I just don't have very much I'm trying to not be like that because I don't want to isolate myself, but like I also like don't have any interest in being outside because I'm just like I've been out all day. But the struggle that I had before this, and I think I will have once I get more acclimated to this job, is unrequited friendships. Because I just find myself frequently interacting with, not all the time, obviously, like I have people here that like I know and like I can hit them up and be like, hey, like girl, let's go hang out, or you know, they'll hit me up and be like, hey, like let's go hang out. I do have those people, but and I am like starting to feel more of a circle here. I'm like feeling more like confident in the people that I interact with here, but there's just a lot of people that are just very much it's like they present themselves to me as if they want to be my friend, but it's not like a thing where it's like it turns into anything. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh yeah, we should hang out, but like it never happens. Or we should hang out, but I always have to be the one to like make the plans, and I always have to be the one to invite them out. And if they do hit me up, it's because they have nothing to do that night and they want to know what party I'm going to or what club I'm going to. And so it's just like I'm like that's my thing is like meeting people and thinking like hanging out with them. There's some of them I've hung out with before, and some of them I just haven't yet, and just known them on the internet. And I'm like, oh my god, like maybe we can be friends. And then like I'm realizing like that's not what's gonna happen here. We're not gonna be friends. And just accepting, I think that, because I've also already had to like from being friends with y'all, I had to redefine, like not redefine, but I had to really think about the way that we all view relationships and friendships and the different way we all view them. And so that's kind of prepared me for it a little bit, but I just it's just a struggle, and I constantly feel like I constantly feel like people always expect me to be the one to like invite them out or make the effort to be friends with them, and like it's just it's just very annoying, and that's really been my struggle, has been just unrequited friendships.
Have you ever dealt with that? Have you ever dealt with that with dating before Mark Bays, before Mark, Bays, where you felt like, where you felt punctuation for that ass, where you feel like you had to be the person who constantly kind of puts in the effort? Because while you were saying that, when it comes to friendships, I feel like a lot of my dating life has been like that up until recently, where I've been very much like, I've been the person that has asked people out. I've been the person, like, I've actually never been picked up for a date before in my life.
What?
No, I've always picked people up, or I've always been the person to make.
Because you're a top. I'm kidding.
Okay, anyway.
Before 2015, before Mark took me on a date in 2015, I'd never been on a date. So yes, I'm telling you guys, I literally did not have options. Like I didn't even have options. Like let's not even get into
No, I understand.
No, we get it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I'm just like there was no like pre-Mark dating thing.
Yeah.
I didn't go on dates. And I'm not bitter. It's whatever.
Well, bitch, you wanted in because you chose.
Honestly, fuck those people. That's
but
their
yeah,
loss.
like I was like I really lucked out, because then I did go on a date and it ended up like turning into a relationship and like someone who's like one of the most important people in my life, and like has changed my life in so many ways. And so I like I'm very appreciative of that. But anyway, that's not what this discourse is about. What's really interesting for me is like I think this has been such a new thing for me, because I just started being more open like this with you guys. Like when I reached out to you guys, Renee excluded because I met you through Rakeem. But when I reached out to John and when I reached out to Rakeem, that was not like something that I was used to doing, because I was like, you know what, like if I don't get an inkling that this person wants to know me, then I'm just not gonna even try.
Right.
And excuse my neighbors. But I was like, I'm just not even gonna try. But I was like with y'all, I was like, I swore, like, I mean, we talked about this before. I swore you guys were both too cool for me, but I was just like, you know what? And I hit up other people that I swore were too cool for me, and apparently they thought so too because they didn't reciprocate.
Oh my God, please.
Oh,
you know, wait, I just got that. Yikes.
What?
Nothing. No, go ahead.
Oh, do you know who I'm talking about?
Who said that?
I want to be fam too. Yeah, so like that being open like that is new for me. So I have never ever been a person that double texts. If you don't text me back, that's it. I don't talk to you ever again. Yeah. And like I found myself like pushing myself to just be like, okay, maybe they're busy. Maybe they have stuff going on in their lives, you know. And I've texted people multiple times, and I'm just like, at some point, I'm just like, okay, this is already not me, and it's not something I'm comfortable with. I was pushing myself to be more patient with people and to get and to presume like positive intent. Because I would hope that when people see, if somebody takes something that I'm doing wrong, I would hope that they would presume that, you know, that maybe there's extenuating circumstances. So I've like tried to put that out there. I'm like, you know what, maybe this person just is like busy right now. Maybe they'll get back. You know,
I was gonna say
that's not my mindset. That's Mark's mindset, and I'm like trying to like, you know, I'm trying to take a little bit of that because I really do want to be more patient, a more patient person, and I'm trying to be more patient with people, but my patience has a very short limit, and so I'm still like, I will be patient, and I will reach out, and I will try to be that person, but like I won't do it for very long, and so that's been the thing where I'm just like, okay, I got to cut you off, which is very easy for me already, right. But it's the putting the effort in when I don't feel like there's effort being reciprocated. So
yeah, I was gonna say really quick, just so you're not taking it personal, I'm really bad at like making new friends or hanging out with new people. Like every friend that I've ever made in the last couple of years has been somebody that I met through somebody who was a friend already. So I'm just like, I'm like hanging out with somebody, and then like that person brings this person or whatever, and then like I'm friends with them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really bad at like, there are people that I genuinely want to hang out with, but I'm just like, I have so much going on, and I have like, not to sound like that person, but I have like so many friends already that it's just like really hard to be like.
It's that popular privilege.
Oh, you're talking right now?
Yeah, and that's been something that I've been accepting of people. I'm like, okay, I can see that this person is like popular. I can see that this person has a lot of friends, and I'm just like, well, that's just not where we're gonna be. We're not gonna be friends, and I just accept that, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna move on with my life.
But what I would recommend is like, if there's like someone that you kind of know that's like having like a get together, like go to that. Do you know what I'm saying? And then like,
no, and I do.
Okay.
And one thing too,
I still make an effort to be social. I'm not closing myself off. I'm not like, oh my God, no one will ever be my friend again. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put you know, my best foot forward. I'm gonna make a little bit of effort. And if I don't feel like that effort is being reciprocated, if I have to hit you up all the time and you're not going to hit me up, I'm not going to do it. If I have to text you first every time, it's just not going to happen. Like I need to know that you're interested in being my friend too. And if you're not, then like, okay, well then we don't need to be friends. And there's no hard feelings. I'm not going to hate you. I'm just not going to spend any time trying to do anything with you.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed too, that I've had to learn with a lot of these kind of situations is, I think sometimes we like to really villainize the people that tend to be that reject us or don't feel the same way. But a lot of the times and what I've had to come to learn is, you're just not at the same place in your life. Like they may want something that you don't want, and then you may want something that they don't want. Or you just might not be emotionally at a place where, you might not be emotionally where they are, and vice versa. And it doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that they're a terrible person. All it really means is, and what I've come to learn with the situation I was talking about, is communication is really important. And communication is important when talking about those things. And it's important to figure out what that means. And then the other thing is, I've learned is the more I've learned to kind of love and appreciate myself, the less I kind of the less it affects me, I guess. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I know what I have to offer. I know where I'm at in life. I know what I do. And it's like, wait, what's funny?
No,
No.
I'm saying yes, and Renee's laughing at me.
I'm just
but
laughing at the way she said it. No, but it's fine. Keep
I
going.
agree. I
Keep
completely
going.
agree. I'm like, amen.
But it's like, yeah, like you get to know yourself, you get to know what you're about, and you're happy with that. And I can genuinely say I'm at a place where I'm very happy with myself. So if someone's not interested, like I don't take it as a, oh my God, what's wrong with me? It's a, okay, well we're just not compatible, or you're an idiot. So it's just, it doesn't really. So it just
One of
the two or both. So it's just like, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that's fine. And it's those things are going to happen. Not every single person is going to want you, and it's kind of arrogant to think that every single person is going to want you.
Right.
Not everyone is going to want you or be compatible with you.
I'm just too much for you.
Sometimes, but I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But that's something that I've had too, where people have rejected me because they've told me that they're intimidated by me, or that they, or that I'm too much of a certain thing, or I'm too this or too that. And
Baze kind of comes off as a little intimidating.
I think we all have come on, not to all lives matter your statement, but I feel like sometimes we all, I feel like, no,
All lives
seriously,
matter.
like I've been in situations. What's been really weird is I've gone out, which is against my nature, but like a few times, and the last like 5 to 6 times I've been out, someone has come up to me every single time and has talked about the show and has said something like, well, we thought you were going to be unapproachable or something like that. And sometimes that's just what people think of you. Like, that's the perception that people have sometimes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with you. A lot of the time, rejection has to do with the other person and not necessarily with you. Sometimes it's they just don't get along with you. But a lot of the times, especially when you've been seeing someone for a while and they say no, it has nothing to do with them. Like my situation was, it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with him and what he was going through. And what I realized was that I wasn't being respectful
Him and
of
his career.
No, but really, I wasn't being respectful of what he wanted and what he felt and like what he needed to do. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the, well, I'm this and I'm such a bad bitch and blah, 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 blah. And like, why don't you want me? And I can do this. But sometimes it's like, no, like you have to really take.
Why don't you love me?
Exactly. But sometimes you have to step back and like take a piece of that humble pie and be like, shit, well, they're not at a place where they feel comfortable with it. So rejection is not necessarily always black and white. There's a lot of gray areas, and we have to really recognize that.
Yeah. Sometimes it just has nothing to do with you, and that's been like a thing. Like it's just like some people just don't feel like making the effort. They just don't feel like they click with you like that. And like that's one of the things that I've had like trouble accepting, because I'm like I'm awesome and everyone should love me and want to be around me all the time. But when I'm not hating myself and drowning in sorrow. But
everyone
I
hang out with
definitely-
Baze. Baze is the sweetest person ever.
But I mean, like that, like I have to accept that like everyone doesn't want to be around you. Like I forgot what show it was. There was some cartoon show, and it was like some kid who was liked by everyone, and he kept trying to make this other kid like him. But the kid didn't like him, and no matter what he did, the kid wouldn't like him. And I can't remember what show it was.
It does.
It was some cartoon. Maybe it was Recess. I don't know. Anyway, and the moral of the episode is that just everyone's not gonna like you. Everyone's not gonna want to be your friend. Everyone's not gonna want to date you. Everyone's not gonna want to fuck you. Everyone's not gonna want to talk to you or interact with you. And everyone has that right not to.
Yeah. And it's not like a negative kind of reflection on who you are, because there are people that, oh, this is gonna sound weird, but there are people that ask me out that I've been like, oh shit, like you're fucking an amazing person, like, but you're just not for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. So, I was about to ask, like, has the shoe been on? Is that the phrase? Has the shoe been on the other foot?
On the ankle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On the
other ankle.
I know that we.
Has the anklet ever been on the other foot?
We've had.
We're not Lindsay Lohan, sis. You don't fucking
hate you guys.
Has the anklet ever been on the wrist?
You know what I mean? It's
You're
just
so
like
dumb.
we've shown unrequited love,
Sure.
but have we ever received it? And like, what did we do in that situation?
Yeah.
I run, girl. I do. I've dealt with it. I've actually dealt with it a lot. And you know what's really cracked me up is in terms of like love or romantic interest or whatever, is I feel like towards me, it's gone up since I got into a relationship. Like I never got as much attention when I was single as I've gotten since I've been in a relationship. And it just cracks me up.
It's also
I'm
those
just like,
titties, though.
Huh?
Well,
Also those titties.
Well, that's probably part of it. You know, I have a very good doctor. Keeps me very firm. But
You know, I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
No. You were saying like we actually have experience with like, rejecting other people.
Yes. I've definitely. Excuse me, Mark just walked in. I've definitely experienced that, but I've definitely said like I would never date you. I've definitely said like I would never even be friends with this person. I've definitely interacted with people. I mean, I was just telling y'all earlier about like some people at orientation. I was just like, girl, no. I didn't even look at them. I was like, I don't want to interact with you, and I never will, and it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
And don't talk to me. And that's just how I am with some people, and like I get it. Like some people just don't want to interact with you, and like that's their right. I'm not gonna be stank about it. I'm not gonna be like, bitch, how dare you talk to me? But like, you know, I'm also not gonna go out of my way to talk to you, and like I read signs. If people aren't going out of their way to talk to me, I don't talk to them, and you go on with your life.
It's funny, not to bring up Bjork again, but on her last album.
Here it comes.
That just came out last week. There's a song called Courtship, and there's a line that says, this man turned me down, and then I turned around and turned another man down. And it's kind of about how like you take this rejection personally and how like it's really heavy, but it's just like we all kind of do it. We're all in that like in both positions. So
Yeah.
Verse rejection.
Well, does anybody have any last thoughts? Lost thoughts?
Verse rejection. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that, like what Renee was saying, I was actually going to ask that question too, or what John was saying and asking that question, which was, but I think sometimes we feel like when we reject other people that we don't have the right to feel sad about when we get rejected, because it's like, oh, well, if we want, you know, to feel companionship or whatever, then why don't we get it from the people that offer it to us? And that's not necessarily what it's about, right? Like you're supposed to feel like you want to be with your partner. You're supposed to feel like you're attracted to your partner, and you're supposed to feel like you want to be with your partner. So you have every single right to be picky, and sometimes you're just on the receiving end of that. And what I would say is, at the end of the day, just work on yourself enough to the point where you know and you feel confident in yourself, and you know what you have to offer and know who you are. So when rejections do happen, you don't take it as a reflection of yourself, because a lot of the times people go through relationships that are that overcompensate for the thing that was in their last relationship that went wrong. And with rejection, sometimes I used to do this where if someone rejected me for a certain reason, I would overcompensate for that reason for the next person, and then that would fuck it up. And it's like, so for example, I'm a double, triple texter. I do that. Like if I like you, you know I like you. And so I tend to get really excited sometimes. And John, how you were saying you're like a big romantic person. I tend to do that shit. And I'll double and triple text you if I really, really like you. And I remember one time someone said they didn't like that shit, so I didn't do it at all for the next person. And then they were like, what the fuck? Like, and it's just, you know, just do.
But they're different people.
Yeah, exactly. So just be yourself. And if.
Pero they're different.
And also, there's some people that actually, I've met a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of y'all know, especially John, know people that actually thrive on just having the options.
Oh my God!
It's not necessarily that they want the actual person, and there's people that do that take advantage of people wanting them, and they use it. It's for their ego. It's not that they actually want these people, but they just like the fact that these people want them.
Yes,
they're fans. I know somebody that calls them their fans.
6 months ago, me feels so attacked right now. Like 24-year-old Raheem feels like wow.
Back to your point, Rakeem, really quick. Sorry. There was this thing where just like before where I would get rejected and I would be like, oh, you know what? Well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and like I'm going to improve in this way and I'm going to be like so good, and then you're going to be attracted to me by that time. And then like that time would come and I would accomplish those things, and then I wouldn't even care about that person anymore. And I was like, okay, like now I'm good enough for myself.
Right.
So
when Sis is like, oh, this time next year I'll be living so good. I want to remember your name. I swear. Like
that's true.
That's you know
so true.
That.
Oh wow. SZA, is that you? Are you on podcast?
Before that, you figured out I was just a normal girl.
Tell Beyonce about our podcast.
Okay. Did I tell you guys that I saw her recently?
Beyonce? SZA?
At the Novo.
Oh, you did?
And then someone was making fun of her outfit, saying she looked like Crash Bandicoot. I was like, oh my God. I was dying.
Not Crash Bandicoot.
Well,
I always love when people compare people to Crash Bandicoot. That's like one of my favorite comparisons.
Wow.
Well, so closing words. Did we all say our closing words?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say really quickly, like, be careful. I mentioned it just before. Be careful about being that kind of person who thrives off of people being into you, because at some point the admiration will go away, and I'm not even saying this like in a bitch you gonna get it. It's just more of like it's not sustainable, and people wanting to
not realistic.
fuck you or date you is not real, huh?
I was going to say, it probably says a lot about you. There's probably some fucked up shit going on with your own self, if, like, that's how you thrive.
Yep.
And it's just, like, I don't know. It just be careful about that. It's not, I'm not even, like, trying to come at people and be like, oh, bitch, you need to do better and be a better person. Like, I don't give, like, fuck all that. What I'm just saying is, for you as a person, it's just not sustainable. And one day people won't want to date you or fuck you or whatever, or be your friend even. And then what will you have, because you spent all your life, like, that was where you got all your self-esteem, was from people wanting these things of you. So just be careful. Not even, like, again, not from a judgmental place, but just be careful, you know?
Yeah.
That's all. That's my final word.
And that's the jush on that. So is everybody okay with their closing arguments? Okay, so
But yeah, just unrequited doesn't mean you're not good enough.
Right. And don't villainize the person.
And don't villainize the person when it's unrequited. Because sometimes you're that person too.
Exactly. You could. Wow, you stole it. Sorry, go. No, I was gonna say
He's not letting nobody talk today. Well, like, is this my final word or Renee's final word?
All right, that's it. We're done.
All right, so with that, we're gonna move on to Male of Color. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, y'all. No, it's spelled Y-W-A-L. Y'all.
Wow.
Are you
Y-W-A-L?
Were you ready? You weren't ready for that, huh? It might be too much for you.
You weren't ready for all that jelly.
You know what? I heard that that song the other day, and I was like out in public, and I just almost like unintentionally started like jiggling my butt. Because you know the beginning when it's like okay. So our first email comes from wait, maybe I shouldn't say. Oh, I'll say yeah. Julio. Shout out to Julio.
Hi.
Let me read this real quick. I'm gonna read through this fast, you all. All right. So, hello to Rakeem, John, Renee, and Baze. Let me preface this by honey roasting y'all and saying you guys are all absolutely phenomenal. The work you are doing is so important to so many people, now including me. Do go off. Do go off. I hope this message finds you well. My name is Julio. Yes, you can say my name. Okay, we can skip that part. And I'm a stan who started listening 2 months ago. I binge listened to the show in less than 2 months. I'm from Miami. I'm a queer Latinx male, currently partnered, and have been for the last 5 years.
Wow, congratulations.
I spent the last few years struggling to find my place in the world while also working on my BA and MFA degrees. Girl, that's so high up there. I don't even know what that... I mean, I know what a BA is.
Hi,
but
Daddy.
Is that a master's?
A master's in art? No, I don't know. I
have no idea.
A master's in this
doing
ass.
Whatever you do, you got a man, girl. He got a man. He in a whole ass relationship. Well, y'all might be open. So, I mean, I'm guessing if you want to send for Rakeem, he would be down for that.
Send for me.
Or me.
Like I'm a slave.
Or both of us. You got slavery.
Yes.
Sorry,
you can buy
MFA is
him
in
at
creative writing.
www. No, anyway, I just graduated a month ago, and now the dread of imminent adulthood is starting to settle in. I've been trying to figure out how to write this email to you guys since I stumbled upon Rakeem's Instagram and found out about the show in the first place. Here at the PLC fan club, we stand legends and freak the fuck out about writing to them.
Oh, we're trash though, so you don't have to.
Your show is great for so many reasons, the most important being an awesome resource for QPLC like me. It's validating to hear you guys unpack and discuss some of the more nuanced aspects of everyday intersectionality. The last few episodes have been pretty heavy for me because of the subject matter, bullying, and sexual assault, to be specific. But nevertheless, I tune in because I want to hear what you would say. Well, look, I'm sorry. We just some dark-ass bitches. We can't help it.
Hello, darkness, my old
we
friend.
are. This is who we are.
Sorry.
It was jarring to hear
This is
that you
actually
have
the
all...
fifth trash bag.
It was jarring to hear that you have all been affected by these issues in some way. But again, validating to know that there are other people out there who have lived through similar experiences as me. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you guys actually read this on air, I think I'll explode. Well, please don't explode. Well, it depends on what kind of explode you're talking about. You can do the...
Days, if he's coming
There's one-
from us reading a letter.
There's one that I don't care if you do, but please don't die. I'd like to ask a question if possible. How do you stay body positive? I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to love myself as much as possible. It's getting a lot harder than I thought it would be, so any tips or advice would be totally great. No, but for real, if y'all read this at all, I might faint. My wig has shagitis when you guys retweeted me the other day, so I can only imagine how any response to this email will go. Nothing but queer and unapologetic love to you all. Julio. Or Julio. He did it the right way, the correct way that Rakeem always.
But you fucked it up.
Doing. It don't matter. The point is, how do y'all deal with body positive? How do y'all stay body positive? I'll just go first and say that I really don't have as much difficult of a time because my body is more aligned with what is acceptable. So I will.
It's a wonderland.
Lend it over to
You're so stupid.
to y'all.
Did you say bend it over to y'all?
Lend it
Oh.
over. Why y'all always gotta be like this?
Y'all that don't have perfect body.
Y'all fat ass bitches.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
That didn't need to happen, but whatever. Be.
I would say surround yourself with people who... I mean, I just did this photo shoot with Rakeem not too long ago about body positivity. And like Rakeem and Yvonne were just like very supportive because I was like very not... I was like, do I have to take my shirt off? Like, I was really nervous about it. But they're really supportive, and I guess like being in that space with people who are supportive of who you are helps a lot. And also I know that she's kind of weird, but I was watching the Mindy Kaling Project, and there was an episode where Mindy Kaling was like talking shit about her body, and it was an episode with Laverne Cox, and she was in it, and Laverne Cox said, like, all those things that you're saying, would you say that to your best friend? And she was like, no, of course not. And she was like, well, you're your best friend, so you know, like, and I don't know, that really struck a chord with me, because I was like, yeah, I would never say the things that I say about myself to my friends, so why am I saying it to myself? So I would just say, I guess that is a tip too, is don't beat yourself down because you are your best friend.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would say that two things. One, really kind of tangible steps that you can do are unfollow people that you feel don't make you feel positive about yourself. And a lot of it is really kind of sitting with yourself and really kind of thinking, why do I feel that these people who have more kind of stereotypically muscular bodies are put on a pedestal, and really kind of have that conversation with yourself. But one thing that I also kind of did, and I don't know if this is going to make sense, but the moment I stopped putting so much self-worth into what my body looks like is the moment I was really able to accept it a lot. Because at the end of the day, I know that, for example, I know that I have, like, my stomach sticks out or whatever, or that kind of thing. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm like, and it took me a little bit, and it took me a while to get there. But then when you don't put your, the value of yourself completely in your physical being, it really kind of helps you accept it a bit more if it's not accepted by society. So for me, like, sometimes I think, well, you know what? I might not have a six pack, but like, I'm still that bitch. And what are you going to do about it?
True.
And like that helps
Right.
me still, and that helps me feel good about myself. But in terms of feeling good about something you might not feel good about, what I do with my photography work is I always photograph myself when I feel like I don't look good. If I feel like I'm bloated or I feel like I don't look my best, I always photograph myself when I'm not feeling confident, and then that always helps me too. So maybe even document that, or start a journal to really kind of get to a place where you want to. But I think the main step is you really kind of have to remove all of the people that make you feel shitty about yourself and replace them with people who do look like you, or look like or have very different kind of body types. And the more you start seeing something and the more something is normalized to you, the easier it is to idolize it.
Oh, well, that's solid advice. I like that.
Renee?
I don't know. I feel like Rakeem hit every nail on the head.
I hit that spot.
Oh, well, then that's perfect because we are in limited time. So
Okay. Well, let me just shout out Caleb Luna really quick. If you ever want to look at stuff about body positivity, look up Caleb Luna's work. But yeah.
Or mine. But I'm kidding. I'm joking.
He already knows about
joking.
you. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Fear Not the Moment, our music wizard. And a very belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I was like, I like had it on like I had it to say happy birthday when the week of his birthday, and then like I like looked away and my mind is like everywhere, so I just looked away and then didn't return to it. So I just want to apologize for that and just also say thank you so much, and also happy birthday. Thank you for being alive.
Yeah, and thank you for everything that you've done for the show, because you've really impacted the show. So thank you.
Word.
Yes.
Can I give a shout out?
No.
Sure.
Well,
okay. I wanted to give a shout out to I can't pronounce your last name, Christian, but it's Christian Cimarroni.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cimarroni. He's a queer illustrator from Ohio, and he drew this really nice portrait of me and gave the show a shout out because he found us first through the podcast. And then he drew this really nice picture, and I was like, "Wow, I look better as a cartoon than I do in real life."
shut the fuck up,
Also,
John.
what does
Go
that say?
away.
What does that say on your?
Anyway, we're
what does
not
say on
doing
your
that
shirt?
on today. We're not downing ourselves on
Right.
skin color
I
today.
have a
So,
shout out
anyways-
to really quick. I just want to say shout out to like all the people that have come up to me and John and Renee. I don't know about Bates because you're not in LA anymore, unfortunately.
Okay.
But shout out to all the people that
Nobody
come
comes
up
up
and
to
say
me,
thank
so.
you for the show and that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
apologize for us being very awkward. I do not leave my bat cave very much, so when that happens, I'm like, what the fuck? So thank you very much for doing. So thank you very much for doing that and showing your appreciation for the show. And I really want to say
Seriously.
sorry to the guy at Akbar a few days ago because I was not expecting that shit at all.
Wow, she went to Akbar
I did.
without us.
I also just want to say fuck you to the Law and Order SVU writers for having Olivia Benson out here protecting cops in episode. I forgot what the name of the fucking episode was, but it was season 17, and y'all had her out here defending these cops that killed an unarmed black man. And this woman has been out here going after corrupt cops. It was out of character for her, and now I hate her now. Now I can't even like Olivia Benson. I'm sitting up here in season 17. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I still got 2 more seasons
Baze,
to go.
I say you take it up with Jesus. So on that note, we're going to say thank you guys for listening to Podcasts of Color.
Shout out to Detective Stabler's booty.
Oh my god.
Okay. So are you done with your white thirst or?
Look,
Look, I'm just saying, a white boy with a booty is a Detective Stabler to me.
So while I'm going to let you sit in the corner and think about the implications of that statement. So while I'm saying that, I just want to say thank you guys all for listening. You can find us on Twitter at Trash of Color. You can find us everywhere else at Podcast of Color. I just want to say a big thank you to Breezy Boy Clothing for sending me that one piece, which is really fucking amazing. And
it looked great.
Thank you. And so I guess with that, we will see y'all next week.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.